In this video, I'm going to show you some of the cool ways that you can use Koji to monetize your music. If you've never seen Koji before, it's very similar to a link in bio. I've already done an extensive video showing you how you can use Koji entirely for free, by the way, as a link in bio, and I'll link to it at the end of this video. It's got pixel tracking, it's got analytics, and it's a really great tool that I'm using as well on social media. So the cool thing with Koji is that in addition to being a link in bio, it also supports all of these really cool apps. And in this video, we're focusing on the monetization apps. So either if you don't yet have a website, you don't want to deal with that upfront expense of setting up your website all the time or have a store and stuff, Koji has a way to kind of give you a way to sell stuff right off the gate. Now, even if you do have a website, it can make sense to have monetization methods directly inside of your link in bio. For example, it's a lot quicker for someone to click the link in your bio and then immediately when they're on there, they can just click a button and buy audio files or buy a private video file or buy any other download file that you have or even physical merch. So we're going to do this here. So I'm going to click manage and I'm going to do apps and links. And so most of these I have are just regular links, but if I go down here, I can go to browse Koji App Store. And there's a whole bunch of categories here. There's even a section for musicians. Koji is pretty well optimized for musicians. They obviously that's big enough where they have a dedicated section for it. But for the top apps for monetizations, we're going to go through a few of these. The first one I want to show that I just saw today, I don't know if it's brand new or something, it's the Fund My Project. So imagine if you were working on an album and you wanted to print physical media, like CDs or vinyl. You already have some kind of fan base, you know there's people who are interested in it, you just don't know how many. And if you can afford to do the upfront cost of, CDs are cheap to do upfront, but vinyl is super expensive to risk it. You could do something like Kickstarter or whatever, but if you use Koji Fund My Project, it's built right into your link in bio, and they only take 5% of the transaction fees, which is really good. And if I click this preview button here, this is an example of a page for funding a short film. So you get to pick what the goal you want is for money. It'll show top supporters, and you can even collect addresses. So you can say, anyone that gives more than this amount, I'm going to send blah. They'll get the CD when it comes out, or they'll get the vinyl when it comes out. So if you want to kind of treat it like a traditional kind of Kickstarter or other crowdfunding site, you can do that as well. So I thought that was very cool. So we'll go back. And this is what I want to spend a good amount of time kind of playing with, is this locked audio storefront, because they have a few different iterations of this. Locked video, locked audio, locked photos, and I think there's even more. There's locked ebooks, or sell ebooks, sell downloadable files, and sell physical products. They work very similar. They're just tailored for different types of products. So if you imagine locked audio, if you're selling beats or you're selling music or you're selling sample packs, you can use this to do that. So every app has its own fee. This one has a 15% fee. So keep that in mind. But if we go to sell downloadable products, this one only has a 5% fee. So depending on what you're doing, even if it's music-based, it might actually make more sense just to use the downloadable files instead of the audio content. So we're going to go in here, and we're not even going to do a preview. We're just going to do an ad so we can make one from scratch. So I just went to the folder for my new album that comes out April 29th, and I'm going to upload that image as the cover image. Success. And I'll just call this Double Think because that's the name of the album. Obviously, you'd want to tailor your artwork to fit this format. I'm not worrying about that right here. Description, my new album, Double Think, coming April 29th. And now we can start adding files. I'm going to click Add File, and I'm going to go to the, the CD section, MP3, or no, sorry, that's not what I want. Audio files, and I'll sort this by this, and I'll just start throwing some on here. I'm not going to do the whole thing in this video because I don't want to bore you. So I just realized I'm stupid. This is the preview audio. So if you wanted to have an audio preview where people could listen to 30 seconds, for example, this is where you upload it. So you make your own audio file for that. So I'm going to delete that here. So here I'm selling an album, right? At least in this example. So I could set, I want to sell this for $10. And there's also a way to unlock an NFT. So if you're big into the whole NFT game, allow someone to unlock for free by owning an NFT in collection. So meaning if someone already owns an NFT in your collection, they will get this file for free. So this is kind of a cool way to integrate a pretty practical use for an NFT. Why would someone buy this NFT from you? Well, that means every time you have a thing inside of your link in bio, they can just go in there, put in their address, and they'll get the download for free, which is pretty neat. And so we're going to allow downloads. That's cool. And now we can actually go into the audio files section. And now we can start adding audio files one by one. So I'm just going to call this live is short. I don't want a preview image because all of these will have the same image. I can click this and it's going to start uploading. So now we can add a second audio file. It's going to be the same deal. Now it says here it's going to play the first 10 seconds of your audio for the preview. So I guess if like this other preview here, this is going to be for like a preview for the entire collection. So you could almost make that like an album teaser with a little section of a bunch of songs. This is just going to use the first 10 seconds for each individual song. So I'm going to click the second song in the album and get it up there. All right, so now we have 2 audio tracks in here. I'm just going to call it there for the purpose of this example. But now we can go and actually see what everything looks like. So this is a little preview if I open this up. So now you can publish this, and I'm going to turn off add to profile because this is one that I'm not adding right now. So I'm just going to click publish here, and it's going to get a rolling, and then it's going to open it up. So this is what the full thing will look like. So the cover art gets thrown in there. People can buy this now, and then it's super easy where they just enter their card information, card number, month, year, and then they just pay it. And then that's it. They don't have to like go to your website and deal with a cart. It's right built into your link in bio, which, each of these things have their own advantages, right? If you already have a website, if you already have a store, there are some things that make sense to just have in your store, but there's some things where it's convenient to just have it in your link in bio because it makes it a little less, like it's just immediately it's on social media. They're not like jumping off to another platform and then they have to add it to the cart, and then they have to jump to the cart, and then they have to add the information. It's just kind of like they get it in here and they just check out. So that's an example of the locked audio. And if we go back into the apps and links section, and then we scroll down and go to browse Koji App Store, I mentioned they have similar examples for all of that. So locked audio, those are locked photos, locked videos, and similarly, you can sell ebooks, PDFs, or downloadable files or physical products. And these all work the same way. So I'm not going to go through these exactly the same because essentially it's the same thing. Where you add an image, this is to sell physical products. You add a price, get a description, and then in addition to entering their credit card information, they have to enter their shipping information. And then you get that data on the back end, and then you can ship them your products. So if you wanted to sell CDs, you wanted to sell vinyl, merch, whatever, you could do it directly through your link in bio. Now, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of other things here as well, like Love Jar and brand deals and Ask Me Anything, like sell ad space inside of here and branded quizzes and all that. But I want to talk about something that I think is more interesting. They have a whole Web3 section. So Web3, that's the whole NFT crypto thing. There's a lot of apps that are integrated into this. And so Mint Songs is an example of an NFT company. If that's what you call an NFT company, is an NFT company. But they essentially allow you to mint or create NFTs that you can sell for free. And so, and if you're not familiar with this, I'm not going to go into the details, but that's actually kind of a big deal. So Mint NFT is a separate company that has an app inside of Koji. So you can display all of your Mint Songs catalog directly inside of your Koji profile natively in the app. So it's not like linking to this website. It's like a customized app directly inside of that. And so they also have a few other things where you can have this NFT locked audio thing, where if someone owns an NFT of yours, they come in here, they authenticate their wallet, and then they get access to your audio file. So I think it's really cool that they're getting into this stuff really early, all these variations of NFT apps, because even though right now it's kind of niche and it's kind of like a collector's market, it is expanding. And so we'll see all these things get iterated upon a lot in the next few years. At least that's what I think the NFT thing is going to turn into. So this is another app that I just found that I think is really cool. It's called Pop-Up Shop. So the way that this works is you can take a single picture and you can tag individual items. You see all these little things popping up. So let's say you get someone wearing all your merch and you have like a merch hat. This is a crazy haircut. It looks. I just noticed that. I thought of the hat. But let's say you have a hat, you have a shirt, you have, I don't know, leggings or something, and then maybe you have like a CD over here, whatever it is. And then you can just click and tag each of these items, and then people can click on it, and it'll pop up, and you can just add it to your cart. And then say someone wants the CD, they can click it, say how many they want, add to cart, view cart here, check out, and bam, they can place an order. This isn't even something you would get on Shopify either. Like, as far as I know, maybe there's a plugin for it. But it's built into Koji entirely free. And again, you don't pay anything to Koji, but with these apps, you just pay transaction fee. So they take a 5% cut anytime someone places an order through this individual app. And this is a really like innovative way, I think, to sell products. If you're especially really like the whole like display of products is something you're really good at, or it's a big part of your brand as an artist. So I think those are some of the coolest ways that you can monetize your work with Koji. Obviously, there's like a billion other apps, but I think those are the ones that stand out the most to me. If you want to see how you can use Koji as a link in bio, you can check out this video right here, because that's a super obvious case for musicians. We all need a link in bio. And instead of paying for something, you can just use Koji. And then if you also want to use these monetization features, they're built right in as well, with Facebook pixel tracking, Google Analytics tracking, and all this other jazz. So anyways, thanks to Koji for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.